You take me high, you take me low, but I don't know how to do this on my own anymore. Oh no, now it's Molly for the melancholy. Cody, fill a hole inside me.
Was a scrappy map 1 of Vertigo, but Detonate emerged from the flames victorious, and now we go on to their own map pick. It is Nuke. I'm Pineapple Phillips, joined by Boggs and Limitless, starting on the CT side, again going for the double dually, double Kevlar buy.
Double dualies, double Kevlar. I like it, I just don't like the lack of a kid here. I love the lobby crush. Is going to get gobbled up there. Nix and JBA, the first couple of kills. Brett will strike with the Glock at range. Freshie down to 5 HP, though, finally eliminated by Grizz, but Cryptic with a nice little P2 biddy tap will return the favor. Cryptic now in a 1v3, last alive, does have the bomb on his back, but is going to struggle to get much done here. Outside duel with Scar, a bit cut up from that, down to 74 HP. But there's a lot of time and a lot of space to work around this map. Cameron down in the lower halls. JBA in hut. Has to worry about his flank, though. He could get lobby crunched by Cryptic, and instead, JBA going to go back into lobby, watches back. Cryptic, not really in a situation where he could realistically get the bomb down and get the kill. He's in pretty easily killable positions to plant, and it feels like he's up against a wall here, unless he can find the opening onto JBA. He does have a lot of time to play with.
He knows that they're split up and they're playing the sites properly. He is being gifted a 1v1 theoretically if he can dislodge one of these players. But he's going to go for the plant instead. There's a person you want in this clutch. It would be Cryptic. But he has his work cut out for him. There towards the door, walking into the angle. JBA is the one that pulls the trigger faster, and it is Limitless taking the pistol round. The bomb plant, though, does give Detonate a solid ground to invest upon in round number 2. We're probably going to see Galils and Kevlar, just like in map number 1.
Probably we'll see the full force up here from Detonate. We'll see how they want to shuffle things around. Would not be surprised if we get a little bit bigger of a buy-up from maybe an extra Galil. No, they're going to go for the 3 Galils, Tech 9, and a Deagle buy-up. Smokes are available, maybe an outer wall. MP9's on 2, M4's on 2, and Moss for Scar. No kits for Limitless. They do have helmets, but they do not have a defuse kit. Keep an eye on the timer, folks, if the bomb does go down. It definitely cause problems here for the CT side. Utility going to rain in. Looks like an A take from Detonate. They have players ready to throw these utility pieces in. Nade stack on the back silo. It does 10 damage to JBA. Bit of a waste there, but Scar goes 1 for 1. Grizz in towards Mini. 1 and JBA with another back silo. But Scar, or rather JBA and Grizz, unable to get more than 1 as Micro will take down 2. Cameron up close and personal, though. This is a free round for him now. This is a 6 HP Micro up against 2 on full. Even a bomb plant at this point for Micro would be incredible. Spots out Nix. Almost gets him out, but just had to shoot him through the wall. Close, but no cigar for Micro. A 2-0 start, looking like a 3-0 start for Limitless.
No bomb plant as well. Really solidifies the fact this is going to be a save. We might see a Deagle for Cryptic, something along those lines for the rest of the squad as well, but I have to go slow and just try and poke and prod with their pistols back and forth. That's the only chance that they will have any really lasting damage. But they have Kevlar on Freshie and Micro, so maybe they'll go for something more assertive. Maybe another quick play over towards that.
Cameron might have just spotted a leg there. In towards lobby. Lots of damage done. Cryptic actually team kills Micro. Freshie will eliminate Scars. Grizz taps away with a USP for the free kill on the return. Goes back for more. Florence will upgrade to a Eagle. Still going to be... Oh, never mind. Grizz walks right to that shot. And Nick sticks an aggressive angle. Loses out that fight. All down to Freshie. Now looking for some economic damage. No further damage to come. Tech 9 picked up for JBA. There's that 3-0 start on the CT side for Limitless. A very good CT side start for them. Let's see their stats at the CT side. 57.6% CT to a little bit weak 41.2 on the T side. Nate, Limitless are going to need to pile up the rounds here this first half.
This is a CT sided map through and through. Makes sense. Detonate looking to turn a new leaf. They have the advantage here with the rifles. They're lacking a little bit of utility, but full AKs against a cobbled together investment from Limitless with some M4s and that Galil. It is a bonus for them for the most part, actually. They're quite soft, Limitless. I thought this would be a bit of a bonus round, but actually more of an investment. 3 players below $1,000 in the bank. Means if Detonate win this first actual rifle round, we'll find a second because of a save. Freshie, the inside man down vents is expected, though Grizz, a nice flick, finds the opening. And Freshie on an island alone is a dispatch. That is a big one to find for Limitless.
That's a good start. Cryptic, though, looking to trade this back, and he does just that. Grizz pops up and gets whack-a-moled. Good headshot from Cryptic. 4v4 now with a minute to go. Good amount of time and space for Detonate to exploit, although they look to be flanking in through mini. All in towards the A side. Scar is ready up close to Tetris, but Micro will get the next in line. 2 straight kills for Detonate. No return just yet. JBA, a couple different angles to watch. That Molotov buying him a little bit of security as he peeks out wide. Sees nothing. Outer yard, they try and rotate. Nix with a long-range spray. All but takes down Florence. That is the nerf to the A1S. That range coming through, but he still eliminates Micro in the end. Florence on 6 HP. Brett on 100. 2v2. Although it's almost a 2v1.5 in the favor of Limitless here. And if Brett falls, really opens up the door for victory. Brett here's the first, though. Blindsides Nix. That's the low HP player on the CT side. Spots out JBA. Now just has to dive bomb away and stay alive. Tucks into a headshot angle towards Dark Cubby. JBA working down, looking for the headshot to open things up. Florence has utility. He's going to be the last one standing now with 1 shot to JBA. Bomb planted back silo. Time is very low as a kit. Florence has to swing. Florence has to swing. Florence has to peek, and he's done it. Detonate. Get that first round on the board, but it's a very costly one. They might even lose Florence, too. Oh, he survives by virtue of the round end timer. It'll be a reinvestment from Detonate here, and Limitless don't really have much to fight with. They'll probably go pistols, half by it. I don't think they'll go all in. There's no real reason to. Detonate might just catch a break by virtue of that economy.
Yeah, again, it's an ever-present, oppressive theme. A little bit of a tap there. It doesn't matter too much. They're on pistols, no Kevlar, 1 Deagle in Grizz's hands, and that's about it. But the T-side economy is so much easier to work with. The extra money coming in from the bomb plant and that loss bonus also really helping them out. And they get to harvest a bit more cash as well on Freshie, specifically with that Mac 10. So things are looking up for Detonate on their map pick. Let's do a bit of damage here and there. Some done to Cryptic. Not too much, though. Wins the duel rather handedly. That is that Deagle dispatched as well that we mentioned before in a very isolated spot. It should be easy going for Detonate now. Might lose 1 to the USPs in their superior numbers, but I can't imagine more than that. If they lose more than that, it is a fumble, to say the least.
And they might, as they're walking into the stack here. All 4 remaining USP P2K players tucked into the B cubbies. Cameron gets a free one, but Micro and Brett will clean up the mess. 1 left standing, all the way tucked into the cubby. Micro will clear him out, and JBA goes down. Strike 3. 2 on a row and 2 on the board for Detonate. Freshie the only one to fall. That's almost ideal. Brett has picked up a Krieg now. This is a curious call. You don't get to see that gun too often, and Freshie opts for the Galil over the AK-47. Unless that was dropped by Brett, and Brett just picks up the Galil.
Had to be, because he bought the armor. He bought the armor. That makes sense. Recycling. It is more than serviceable, especially if they don't have helmets, which none of them do, fun fact.
Oh, yeah.
So the Galil is going to be an AK. As long as the Freshie can keep his aim true, it doesn't really matter what rifle he has. Brett, you mentioned that Krieg also going to be a 1-shot headshot. It always has been.
And it always will be.
Go for it.
I mean, they're not going to nerf it. It's unusable.
Yeah, if they take that away too, we're in an issue. We're in a very big problem in the CSGO meta.
Now, if you gave the Krieg to the CT side and made it 4,500.
Oh, that's awkward. Cryptic caught dropping towards Africa. Riz will find the first. Micro, though, good trade, albeit a lot of damage taken. 96 to be exact. Limitless, we didn't really talk too much about their buy. It was a rifle buy. Scar has a FAMAS, but more importantly, Nix has the op. No kits again. Ever-present factor for the team side, but They're looking to win this via attrition, not in the post plane. Brett, a good trade with the Krieg. There we go. There's the op we were waiting to see. It does strike true. It drops that Krieg we mentioned before. And again, Detonate on the back foot. 2 versus 3. Micro lurking in lobby with 4 HP. Has a difficult job ahead of him. He does so much damage to Scar, but doesn't quite get the kill. And Florence now is isolated and alone. 45 HP. Walking up, he'll have to win the duel if he wants to keep his team alive. He'll find one. Nyx, though, finds the trade, and they know exactly where Micro is. Nyx drops the smoke.
Kit.
He's going to stick the defuse, but again, no kit makes this all the more difficult. Spot the peak. The spam comes through out of desperation, but both shots miss. And now Micro again spams away. Doesn't get the kill, and instead Scar does. Defuse is stuck. The kit, or lack thereof, won't sting Limitless in this round. But with this extra cash from the round of victory, they should definitely be investing into a defuse kit.
Yeah, they don't get stung by it. That's a bit of a lucky break for Limitless, especially as the bomb went down. I think Florence was not expecting to be swung from double doors that quickly. It was still a good job by him to win that first duel on ramp with low HP. But now it's time for Limitless to try and stabilize things here. Detonate able to buy again by virtue of the bomb plant and the loss bonus. Galil for Freshie. AKs on the rest of the squad. Nick still has that op. MP9 for Jaba, though. Lots of kits this time. 4 to be exact for Limitless. They're saying, hey, we have no kits in the last round. Everybody buy a kit. This time, Freshie's down the vents, but he's done this too many times in a row. Well read by Limitless. And Grizz will let that Galil rest at the bottom of vents. Detonate not really entering sites with utility right now. Just trying to dry peek in, and it has not worked. It will not work against Scar either. And Brett falls next in line to Nyx holding on ramp. It's Detonate going alone, going segmented, and going in dry, working out with about as good of a result as you can expect. Death.
Micro and Florence. They have AKs, they have a little bit of utility. The numbers aren't with them, to say the least. 2 versus 5. At this point, they might even consider saving those rifles. The money is quite low for this T side, but you have some advanced positioning. Cameron, good con of timing here. If Micro presses up towards heaven, Florence will begin the take, or at least begin to show presence to draw the crosshair. There we go. Cameron drops and from 9 at range, where Davey is going to struggle. Micro 1 and 2. There we go. Striking through. Star from old vents will find one, but Florence gets the trade. This is a remarkable turn of events for the T players. Florence finds himself in a far more favorable situation than he was in prior. 1v2. The op doesn't quite strike, and Florence tries to take the duel, but no, he can't win it. It is a Nyx post, and he's not going to get baited by that peak. And Limitless will take the round. Defuse kit as well. There and present for a quick defuse. 5-2. Detonate. You're on the cusp of being able to buy, but Nuke being a very util-heavy map makes me think they'll go for the half buy instead. I say that? Never mind.
You should know
AKs
this
1
team
and 2.
better than that.
That is true. They do like playing fast and loose. They do like peek and dry. They don't need the utility to go with it. Freshie. He has been a star for the roster, top in terms of rating. And he has been absent on this second map. He's died every single round and only has 1 kill to show for it.
Yeah, only 1 kill. It's not enough yet from Freshie. He's one of their top 2 performers, too. You normally want to see Freshie at the top of the board or nearby it. Flash is coming in. Scar wildly spraying Freshie on the entry. Gets nothing. And there's no teammates to follow him out. That smoke definitely does make it hard to go through. But,
Flank.
man.
Micro's gonna caught at minimum. There's the spot. 1 and 2 tag down. This is terrible. Grizz, sure, he only gets 1, but he does so much damage to a second. He gets all the information. He knows they're just lollygagging, but just dilly-dallying, perhaps is a better term, out in T-spawn. And Nyx, making the most out of the space, finds yet another, and spots another. Brett taken down. The last one alive, Micro, was the lit player I mentioned before. 4 HP to his name, and a 1v4 ahead of him. He has 1 HP to lose in each duel if he wants to win it.
I think that's a little difficult, but he's got the first of 4. Now he manages to lose 2 HP in this next duel. He'll still be on pace for that clutch there, Nate.
Actually, if he loses 1 HP each duel, he still loses on that 4th duel. It has to be less than 1 HP a duel.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So he's done the first part right. He can lose 3 HP across 4 duels.
Yes.
I mean, the bomb plant's big enough, I think. I mean, that's a lot of extra money over to Detonate. They did invest heavily. But at the same time, I want to call a timeout and discuss things for them because they're still playing so disjointed that... Okay, there he goes. Swung by Jay, but in the end, the double doors. But back to the previous comment. They're playing so disjointed, they're giving up free picks to Limitless. And they're not gaining any ground. They're not even giving themselves opportunities to get kills.
No. Freshie as well. It feels like he has a purpose, and that purpose he is sticking to. He is the entry. I think it's pretty clear at this point. He's dropping down the vents. He's jumping out that smoke with the MAC-10. He's not having any success. Cryptic has been the one that has been the spearhead for this team time in, time again. I think he should be the one leading the charge for the team. Freshie, though, still plenty of time to wake up. He's a monster on the CT side over towards the ramp. We do have a timeout as well being called. This is a tactical pause for Detonate. Exactly what you wanted to see.
Precisely. And they need to fix what they're doing. And now. If they don't fix this T side in this round, Limitless have a runaway freight train of a half. It's all well and good to have some cool individual plays here and there. It's not going to win you when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, when it comes down to brass tacks. You need to have the team play. You need to get the trades. You need to have the refrags or the double swings so you don't even have to lose a player. Lots of outer yard control as the smokes are down for the outer wall. Nade goes in, takes Brett down to 62. Cryptic already sprayed down to 52 as well. Nyx here in secret. Dry solo peek from Micro, and that goes about as well as you would expect. The problem, not fixed by Detonate. And Brett eating more HE damage. Contemplating a peek as the smoke blooms. Checks the top of hut. Doesn't see anybody there. And what did Detonate want to do now? They're all stuck in lobby. Waiting for the elevator to ding, and this one's probably going to take them below the lobby level here, and unless they can fight their way through it. They've really burned through most of their utility, too. They have no space, no map control. This T side is falling flatter than a pancake. Freshie with 1 as Brett goes down. JBA back silo, though, should have this one on lock. Riz is there to watch his back from heaven. And it's all down to Freshie. 1 and 2. 1 HP. Grabs the AK. Has a little bit of time, but no bomb on his back. Smoke will fade in many. Nyx on the angle has the op, though, but Cameron in from Squeaky. As Freshie's number 7-2 now in the favor of Limitless. And it's the same problems consistently rearing their ugly heads for Detonate. And Limitless honestly got to be feeling really good about how things are going.
Yeah, but again, it's not the fact that they're doing anything particularly well. They're just holding their defaults. It's the fact that Detonator is going alone and going without utility.
Yep.
A complete lack of it. They're finally set to a save, a half buy. They've been getting those bomb plants, and so they've been able to subsist off the loss bonus, but now they finally have to smell the roses. It's pistols, it's Kevlar, it's a little bit of utility, and it's going to be an ugly round. A fast one for Detonate. They lose the opening, they lose the second. Brett trying to lurk out of the hut is quickly caught. Cryptic, Micro, and Florence, 3 Tech 9s and a Dream and Flash. One camera, but Griggs here to support 1, 2, the third event. Micro is heard. He might get 1, yes he does. 1 should be all he finds.
If he gets a second, it's decent damage, but it's not likely. Scar does give him an opportunity, but ducks back into the vents, trying to stay alive. Cameron's coming in next in line. Could get caught off guard by Micro. Now he senses something. He catches the timing, goes back out now, and Micro walks into his crosshair. 6-round lead for Limitless. Detonate. Almost time for another timeout here. Although at this point, they haven't really fixed the problem, so timeout almost seems useless. They look lost on Nuke. And it's surprising given their... I mean, their round differential... They're -3 games. They're only -9 in rounds. That's not bad.
It's not bad. That's what will happen because a lot of this utility and it's the team identity, the roles. Freshie is consistently trying to enter and consistently having no success. No one's there to support him. And everybody else is just going out on a limb elsewhere with no support either. It's a bunch of 1v1s. It's not a coherent team as you would expect. They're walking outside trying to thread the needle against the op, and they will get by. Freshie not getting so aggressive either. He's instead just holding that lobby flank. There has been a flank time and time again, so it is a good idea from Freshie. Micro, in the meanwhile, though, drops the op outside. That is a big one to find, and that is the heavy hitter of Limitless. The top frag of Nyx taken down. Potentially exactly the opening they needed at long last. Duel going. Awkward duel in towards the locker room. Cameron finds one, but Cryptic quickly trades, albeit at a hefty cost of HP. Players not accounted for. Scar finds one. Brett, though, does find a quick trade in the advantage. Freshie looking for JBA. Good read, but doesn't win the duel. Execution quite poor. Back to even footing yet again. Bomb will go down. Cryptic on the Witch has a lot to do. One kill, not the second. It's Grizz now in the clutch. One kill secured. He needs the second, and Brett, his whereabouts are known. Grizz, was he spotted? Does he get the spot in either direction? He knows this player's behind the smoke. It's a one-way, but Brett is not ready. Grizz up top finds a spray, and Limitless continue their dominance.
What a read by Grizz. I don't know if he saw him creeping into the smoke or what, just had the sixth sense about him. He doesn't have a single idea that that could be a fake, a bait. He full commits to it, and it pays off. Whether that was a gamble or a completely educated play. Really good work there from good old Grizz. Now, is this a tech or attack timeout? Not too sure about that right now. Let's see. It's another Detonate timeout. And they almost need to win the last 4 rounds of this half to make this one winnable. I would say they need at least 5 rounds out of this half, and that's 3 of 4. This timeout better pay some dividends for them.
Better. Everybody's been absent on this team, except for one player, the IGL of Micro, the 116 ADR. He is trying his darndest. He's putting the team in his bag. The issue is he has no support. Again, Freshie has been in an unenviable position, going down the vents time and time again. Limitless looking very comfortable now. Keep in mind, these rounds have been rather close as well. The ZD side has not built up the economy you would have expected with their dominating performance. They're all still quite low on cash, quite squishy. Then they find one and potentially a second round. Could very well reset the economy of Limitless in the later stages of this first half and get a rather solid scoreline, all things considered, but you have to win a round first. And that is a good start. Cryptic winning the duel outside, pressuring forward, drops Grizz, but still a long road ahead of them in round number 12.
A very long road ahead. An arduous one at that. That's a good start, though. Scar knows where Cryptic is, does not clear his mini. That's an oversight. That's a major oversight. Micro.
Time and time again as well.
Yep. Micro gets a good trade, but he takes a dink in return. JBA back silo, blinded. He still gets the kill onto Micro. Cameron is well alive with that kill onto Brett. 2v2. Nyx lets the op shot rain through from Mini. They now know where one player is, but that will be where both players are coming from. Florence walking through the smoke with a flash. Try to facilitate this play. Gets the first, sprays down the second, so low on health. Nyx might just try and save at this point. You mentioned their economy is not in a good spot, but Nyx still seems content to fight this out now. Backs away. Detonate find a way to win a round. It was not clean. It was not clear cut. But a win is a win at this point for Detonate. They need everything they can get at this point. Although the op saved for Limitless is going to be a massive boon to their economy, which is still in a fledgling state. Freshie might actually get caught too. Does Nyx even want to take the fight? He does!
Oh! He took the shot and ran away instead of tucking into the cubby. That is awkward.
What?
What was that?
This is a Limitless timeout, but what that play was, Nate, I can't tell you. I think he maybe thought there was more time on the clock. I don't know. That was confusing.
Bewildering.
I am befuddled.
There's no reason. Maybe take the shot and tuck into the cubby. Maybe do anything else but run away directly into the crosshairs,
Maybe
right?
just don't take the shot at all and stay alive.
Maybe the goal was to kill one and get away, only hearing one. I don't know. You can only surmise. By the way, this is a very preemptive timeout from Limitless. They know they're kind of on the cusp of being reset. In fact, they might even be reset. It's going to be a half buy. Grizz, he had a little bit of extra cash in the bank, so he'll go for the Hero M4, but it is going to be a save. A very precautionary one. But I do definitely respect the call. Detonate. They still need to be careful here. They still need to play their cards right to win this. No round can be taken for granted at this stage. They've definitely not made this easy for themselves.
No, they haven't. And I mean, if you can make life easy for yourself, it's always better that way. An aggressive peek by Nyx is punished by Freshie. Grizz going back out towards ramp room. Takes a lot of damage, but he wins that fight. It's a lobby crunch elsewhere on the map. So a full lobby control from Limitless, but now they know it's going to be a B-side take. Detonate ran it down secret. They made their way in. Cameron's able to get one from ramp. That's massive. It makes this a 3v3, and I believe Cameron had an AK. Yeah, he did. So that's another gun that can be recycled for Limitless. Astralis planned for Micro. No utility besides the one flash on Florence for the T's side to hold this one off. And Scar looking to lead the charge. He has a flash as well. He'll toss that one forward through the ramp. Goes out with it. Brett spots a couple of players. Try not to die here, though. Has Florence to back him up. Micro swings out wide. There goes Scar. And Micro catches out JBA as well. The hero rifle doesn't really pay off too much. And Detonate will grab themselves a fourth. 2 in a row now for Detonate. Halfway there to the ideal half scoreline at this point. Even per usual, 9-6 is fine on the T side. Limitless. They've gone all in. Jaba, MP9, and Nate. There's a distinct lack of the $400 defuse kit.
A consistent issue plaguing this team. I will say, everybody on Limitless is doing the lifting, right? Everybody's getting frags as needed, playing their positions, and they are presenting quite an astute wall to Detonate's attack. But again, that kit, we've seen quite a few plans now in these last couple rounds for Detonate, and the kit, it makes those retakes just a little bit more confident. Gives you a little bit more time to really clear your angles, and is incredibly important as a result. So, again, scratching my head at Limitless's call in this one.
That's a decent amount of chip damage onto Scar by Brett. The spam through the HUD wall. Not 1.6 paper-thin nuke walls, but it still does a little bit. Grizz also takes some damage. Cameron, the man holding ramp. Freshie self-flashing his way in. The support is so late still. This is a recurring problem Detonate will have to go and fix when they watch this demo pack. Cameron and Nyx now holding down on B ramp. Cameron and Nyx both with one each. Cameron doubles down with the A1S. Molotov won't really flush Nyx out of position either. He'll drop a smoke and reposition. Brett will spam away and maybe even catch the offer too. He's running forward. Cryptic swings out wide, but it's Brett with a double. Cryptic has an opportunity onto Grizz. He lands it, but takes a lot of damage. Jaba has dropped down. Brett will have the next one onto Scar. Has the bomb on his back and 30 seconds to work with. 25 now. Running around, Jaba in towards radio.
This round has been incredibly scrappy, incredibly back and forth. There's the sound cue. Jaba now knows it is an A hit. Brett, those worried about rather proactive push-up defense. He's double faking it. Oh, he finally got the player to come up, but now he has to stick it, and Brett's not tucked in. This is very scary. He will eventually get the plant down. He will get by, but does he expect JBA? No, he doesn't. JBA! Remarkably well done. A little bit of luck on his side. He does go up the vent with reckless abandon. Brett had the right idea, but he just wasn't patient enough on the fakes. He needs to go for one more fake to draw that player forward.
Brett, so close and yet so far from the clutch up. Detonate now have allowed Limitless to grab 10 rounds. And even that last round, we still saw the problems Detonate have had. Lack of proper spacing, lack of going together. It was all down to the individuals. Brett, the only reason they even had a shot in that one. Limitless buy on the last round of the half will not have the op. They'll have an MP9 on Scar. A decent lack of utility as well. 3 smokes, 4 flashes at 132 on the clock. That's a very big loss of utility. Brett with the opening, though. Nyx tries to swing. And Detonate just deathballing down in towards the B side. 3 players here. Cryptic will shut down the first. Brett, however, falls from a single door. Bomb will go down. Detonate. There's no way they should lose this round, though, in this post-plant, Nate. They have to have this one on lock.
Around the flank from Cryptic, I believe he was the inside man down vents. Far more poignant, far more well-timed. And now they have complete control here. Cryptic holding for this flank from Grizz. I believe it's the MP9, yep. No real shot. He does make it close, but doesn't get across the line. Forced by the second on the Scar towards the ramp and toss the final. Jaba offering some resistance, but that's a hefty nade, hefty chunk of damage taken. He'll find a second. Nice shot. Now this is becoming more doable. Time, though, becoming a significant factor. He'll try his darndest to entry in, but no, it is indeed the round for Detonate. We'll see if they can continue this trend into the second half after the break.
If I don't, now it's Xannies till I know my psyche. Cocaine just to feel my heartbeat. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Sarah.
Born like a fire in the eye of a hurricane. Always told, stay in line, be alright, better play it safe. I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I've passed the point of no return, something is calling me, it's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Fly so high they can't touch us. So top notch, none above us. We done came so far, now we up now. Had a vision, stuck to it, never back down. Never had much, now we own the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Light shine so hard they can't take it.
Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Well, Limitless, with Limitless potential here on map number 2 to try and bring us to Mirage, which is a very coin flip map if I've ever seen one. Boggs and Pineapple Phillips on the mic here. Ches Puff, our producer for the evening. Limitless and Detonate. Limitless losing their own map pick by a decently narrow scoreline. I believe it was a 16-12 scoreline there, but it's a fast pistol rush into ramp room. Freshie just gets Goomba stomped. And now it's dual Berettas into the hands of Grizz, who is low on health. That will not stop his aggression forward. Decon player Brett takes some taps, but he cannot get anything done. Runs the smoke and is chased down by Cameron. Double picks for Limitless. Micro finally trades one back. Is there a kit for the CT side? I do not see one, either on the ground or in the possession of one of these players. Two players coming in ramp. Micro dealt with that single door. Last two coming in the same similar angle. Jaba peeks. Jaba punished. Cryptic with a headshot onto the next player as well. Looking for Nix in single door. Nix will not get cleaned out, but Florence is caught as well. Tunnel vision on Grizz. And Limitless, both pistol rounds. That is setting themselves up for success.
Dominant, aggressive pistol round victory for the T side of Limitless. And I believe that's both pistol rounds taken by them as well in this map.
It is.
I can't recall who won the pistol rounds on Vertigo either. I think they won at least one of them
It was
as well.
1-1.
It was 1-1. It was the retake A's that won, huh?
Yep.
Just taking the pistol rounds for the most part. Now having a solid second round by Detonate, they can't say the same. It's just some pistols.
Wow.
A nice boost up though for Cryptic up top of credit card. That is a nice opening. That weapon is not recoverable as of yet, and the majority of the CT side still have just USPs.
The USPs can do some damage, though. And somebody. Cryptic does some damage there onto Jaba. That's the deagle that's removed. And that really spells the end of most opportunities here for Detonate to get anything done. The MAC-10 will hunt down the next player. Florence jumped on, and that's $600 in kill reward for JBA. Freshie moving up the ramp now will be the next one to fall. Does a little bit of chip on to next Jaba down to 20 HP, but Freshie won't be able to really do too much else. JBA will mow him down. That's 3 kills for the MAC-10, and that is $1,800. Make it 2,400. And will he grab the ace? He will. Money, money, money for Jaba.
6,400 cash in the bank now. Still has a gun in his hands as well. He probably dropped that over to Scar if he so wishes. Get an AK and still not worry about having money in the
Buy
fall.
an op.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Don't think you want an op in round 3. This is the bonus round. Surely he doesn't go for that.
It would be a terrible
But he
idea.
could. It would be a terrible idea, but you could.
He
Go with the auto too. While we're at it.
Yo!
Could go for an M249 while we're at it.
I mean, I'd
For
rather see the
literally
auto than
anything.
the M249.
I would rather see the M249 than the auto.
I would rather see Nick give them both.
And the producers broke the tie. The M249 game reigns supreme. Either way, it is interesting round ahead of Limitless. Side man, the drop down the vents doesn't yield much as of yet. Cryptic's watching for it. Talked about a theme for Limitless on their CT sides being a lack of a kit. And again, there's a lack of a kit. This time it's for Detonate.
Nice damage there by Freshie, but Grizz sprays down both the J-Hall and the player trying to hide in the off angle. Real good work there to bring this to a 3v3. Very winnable. Scar down to 16 HP. Grizz at 79. Micro
Though.
waiting for somebody to come up. Yeah, Micro's in such a good spot here, Nate. It's going to come down to what he can do. Is he looking the right way? Is he catching the right angle? He's watching sight. He's watching the ladder. He's not watching his 6. Now he peeks outside, sees nothing. It's going to come down to the timings, and if he gets overwhelmed, does he check the right angle? He does at the right time. 2 walk into his crosshair. Scar on the low HP. Somehow dodges the bullets like Neo. Is able to bring this now to a 1v2. Winnable situation, but they know exactly where he is. A shot across the bow. A bit of a warning. Got to be careful not to drop off and die to the fall damage as well. He'll slide forward, try and get one more kill. Will not happen. Still significant damage dealt by Limitless in this round. The bonus round for Limitless, and look how much money Jaba has right now. He could drop something over to Scar. Still get AK and full utility. Detonate will struggle to get a full buy up here. Micro limited on an MP9. But Detonate have bought themselves a little bit of a lifeline.
Being consistent. One round, win a second, win a third, and they need to string them together, make them convincing, build that CT economy, and come back into it because they're still trailing by an incredibly significant margin. 6 rounds separating these two teams. Limitless only need 4 to send us packing to map number 3, which is Mirage. So their work is cut out for them. That's a good start though outside in the yard. Tagging down Grizz up top Marshmallow and getting away as well to boot. It's a solid start for Detonate and Limitless. They do go for the investment. It was the bonus round in the round prior, but it is less than ideal. They're already lacking quite a bit of utility on this T side.
Smokes being set up for outer yard. But it's all part of an elaborate ruse. Let's Scar work his way outside. Even gets the free pick onto Cryptic. Caught napping on top of credit cards. Brett will try and reaggress, even up the score, but a player going down the secret stairs has completely turned this round on its head. Give it a lot more opportunity over to the Limitless side.
Ooh.
Scar is caught, though. Micro with the MP9 does get one. Possible upgrade for him, should he go for it, and he is. But that's opened up the A side now. Only one player relatively here. Where is Florence? Where is Florence? Oh, Brett's been spotted. Brett has to drop on down the vents. Florence is over towards heaven. And he's watching outside. The A site wide open. Free real estate for Limitless. And they will take full advantage. Mini plant coming through. Their utility, though, a little bit low. Molotov and flashbangs aplenty for Detonate on this retake attempt in the 4v4. Health is also favoring the Detonate side as Grizz is on 3 HP. Molotov will have to be critical. Flash goes in to try and start this retake off. Micro with the entry, but he's down to 1. Finished off by Nyx. Grizz still on that low HP. Florence pushing forward. Nyx goes in. M4 spray pattern carries up. Down goes Nyx. Florence with the second on a J-Bar around Tetris. Grizz only 1. And Detonate will survive another round 2 alive again. Terrible for their economy. Good for the mental, though, that they are getting some rounds in a row. And the money for Limitless, despite the back-to-back bomb plants, is not good enough for a buy. They will have to go for a half here. And Detonate a chance to build up a little bit of an economy now.
They're going to go for the investment. They think the money's low. They think these players will have no helmets. And so Limitless are banking on the fact that Detonate are going to play looser under the impression of a save round. That could hurt Detonate, especially if Limitless go for a no-holds-barred aggressive play over towards A. 4 MAC-10s and a Galil is the call. Detonate. They can either collapse this take or collapse themselves. Here comes the play. Cameron jumping in. Finds the first player with no helmet. That's Micro. Take a player back. Sight does hold on. Grizz up like the double in response. Freshie up in heaven has it all to do. And he only finds a single solitary frag. Cryptic now in the vents. He has done decently well on this map, but in a 1 versus 3, it's just unwinnable. The MAC-10s shining bright. And Limitless reset the CT economy.
What a brilliant win for Limitless there, and it really sets themselves up for the final success route on this map, taking us all the way to Mirage. Detonate, they have some pistols, they have an M4, they've forced back into it. Cryptic's on a scout. Micro far and away the top frag right now, 23 and 17, actually leads the entire server. JBA and Grizz at 20 kills apiece, Nyx at 19. But a much more concerted effort across the board from Limitless. And now JBA will grab his team lead with a 21st. Grizz watches Micro walk into his crosshair. Detonate are playing like they have been shattered. No strategy now. They have thrown caution to the wind throughout the course of this map. And Mirage is looking ever more likely. It only seems like a matter of time now before we do get to that third and final map. And what a disappointment for Detonate after that first map victory, going into their own map pick. They only have themselves to blame, really. It's not like they've necessarily been outplayed.
No, they've been definitely playing down to other teams' level. In other news, Payne has indeed qualified over Villainous Union. Very well done. Kind of expected, as we said in the pregame, but still, good to see it has come to fruition. Limitless now have decided to Connor direction. They're going down secret stairs. Florence is here. His shoulder spotted, though. Does stay alive longer than expected, but doesn't offer any actual resistance. Other than that, Brett and Cryptic M4 and Scout. At this point, it would behoove them to save.
Brett doesn't have really an option, though. He's stuck fighting for it. Now Cryptic is going for this one. Has a kill and a scout shot. A scout tag onto 2. This is winnable, but they're going to rotate back up to A. No real reason to force the issue there. They'll take it the other direction. And it will be a 14th for Limitless. Will Cryptic save the scout? That's the better question now. Or will he just wait for time to expire?
It's not bad. He can recover the M4, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Or an AK, maybe even. Yeah, he's got an AK.
Yep, there is one.
Save it. Do not attempt anything. Hide.
Opening the door. Throw mind games. He knows they're going to hunt as well. Or he's expecting them to hunt, I should say. So opening the door is going in their direction. Smart call there. You're not really going to proactively hunt him down, though. So just an extra precaution. Better safe than sorry. Limitless, though, have penultimate map point. They're on the cusp of sending us to a third. And this has been a remarkable performance for them. Again, this is a map that we saw from them in the grand finals. It's a map that they are a known quantity on, and that we thought couldn't stack up realistically against Detonate. But in fact, it is Detonate surprising us with their lack of team cohesion and their lack of star power. Micro's the only one showing up for the team. 23 kills short. Cryptic is having an average game for himself at 17, and Brett is present. Freshie and Florence really yet to find any success.
Almost feels like Freshie got tilted after that first half, where he was entering getting no support. It's got to be frustrating for a player, but at the same time, you have to get over it. Because being frustrated about it isn't going to fix the problem. You can only do what you have at your control. And right now, Detonate don't really have anything under control. It is a full spiral out of everything. And this is a round where Detonate have almost no chances to win. If they do pull this off, they buy time and hopefully shatter the mental of Limitless, which at this point seems to be difficult to do. It's been a very strong half from the T side now. Freshie, I believe he does not get the information either. Yeah, there's no way Detonate are ready for this take towards Mini. Nice shot from Micro. He'll dive back behind Tetris. We'll get caught in the back and sprayed down by Scar, who doubles onto Florence. And unless Cryptic can do it, so wait, never mind. Brett's got two of the P250. This is winnable. This is very winnable now.
Sent them packing, perhaps. So they're going to go up through Hut onto the A site. Cryptic as well has a rifle coming up the vents, so it's very doable for the CT side, but they're splitting up. That is less than ideal. Jay drops Cryptic and leaves Brett the hero. He found 2 on the P250. He has to find 2 more on the AK, but his positioning is probably expected at this stage. In fact, they aren't even going to take the fight outright. They're going to force him to try and defuse. Brett, an unenviable position, but he is probably one of the players you'd want to have in this situation. He's not going to commit to the drop either. He wants a kill before he does so. If he doesn't find the kill, then he wants to save. No, I stand corrected. He's going to try and do some damage, and much to his chagrin, he's caught without any resistance being offered up. 15-7, the equivalent of 8 map points for Limitless, and they are looking well poised to send us to Mirage.
Yeah, I think we're going to have Mirage here. We're going to have a 3-mapper, Nate. And at this stage of the game, the momentum sits with Limitless. The confidence sits with Limitless. Their individuals have been better. Micro's been the only bright spot for Detonate. Cryptic's been okay, Brett as well, but we look at what JBA and Grizz have been able to do, and Nyx as well. Just doesn't seem to be anything really comparable from 4 out of 5 players on the Detonate roster.
Especially when you consider the fact that the IGL, Maxwell, for Limitless isn't here. He's gone. That could explain the scrappiness, right? That could explain the lack of a direction, especially on Vertigo when they were playing slower, etc. They have an excuse. Detonate do not. Detonate, they've had time to practice to get ready for this relegation tournament. They've revamped their roster this most recent ECL season, and yet here they stand playing alone, scared, individually, and with no clear game plan in mind.
Yeah, and it's not that hard to play together. It just seems like they don't want to right now. Cryptic out our yard will get the opening kill, but takes so much damage in doing so, it's almost a moot point. Ramp is all but abandoned. Florence playing a severely passive angle up on the ladder. There's no even coat room control properly taken by Detonate, so Limitless have all this room to run down to B. 2 players single door, nobody double door. Single door will be promptly smoked by the T side, starting to sprint their way on through, clearing the angles together like a proper team. Molotov to force any rotations from the vents away. Brett was one of those players. And Astralis plan coming through here from Limitless. They might have the man disadvantage. They have the advantages set up. A little crossfire. JBA with 1, but only 1. Brett and Micro, 2 more kills into a 4v2. Florence has the drop on another. It's all down to Nyx now. He's stuck in the cubby. 1 and done. Not even 1. Florence comes up when called upon, and Detonator able to get the retake working. That's 1 of 8 rounds in a row required. Herculean task at hand. And on the CT side, money will definitely be a deciding factor.
Yeah, Freshie is the ramp player, by the way. We're talking about Florence up to heaven, playing a very passive J-Hall hold. Freshie was back down in B, up towards the decon single door. With his team, I believe it was Brett right next to him. They both eventually wrapped in towards control. So it was just a very hands-off hold, but again, it's them playing pensive and scared. It's not them playing the game they should be.
Little nade damage on the Scar outer yard as the Molotov keeps him at bay from rushing forward. Default setup for Limitless. Bomb left outside the lobby. They'll figure out where they want to probe, what they want to poke. Slow, steady round for Limitless. Scar making his presence known. Shows behind the smoke. I think Freshie combined for that. That's the ramp player, Freshie. Making his presence outer yard. Actually, I believe he's towards secret stairs right now. Micro and Brett on the A side proper. That would leave Florence as the ramp player. But no, the ramp's abandoned again. Ramp's been left alone. And Detonate are content to just give this map control over to Limitless here.
This is setting up for it appears to be either a vent drop or an A site play. They're slowly beginning to inch his way forward. 40 seconds left. Time's beginning to become a factor as well. Looks like A might be the name of the game. One player top hut, one player up towards heaven. And here comes the utility. Flashes out as well. Now the push comes in. It's all from one choke point. They need to be careful. Down the vents they'll go, but the information is there. Florence finds one. Lots of damage done to the players dropping as well. Florence finds a second, and they're now going to race these players down. They don't even want to let them get the plant. Cameron and Jaba do find a pair of kills in the meanwhile, but Freshie's there in trade, finding one. Just Grizz now. 15 seconds left. He's found the first, but he needs two more, and he's tagged down incredibly low. It doesn't seem feasible. Opening the door, he finds Micro, and Micro finds the round. 9-15. Detonate 2 in a row. But again, it's an expensive one. They're not building up a CT economy. And they are slowly bleeding. As you can tell, they're not going to have the best of buys here in this next round.
No, they're not. It's not going to be great. Timeout for Limitless. They're calling it going into a half buy. Although I believe this is their first time out of the map. Haven't really needed to call, or did they call one more in the first half? Actually, no. I think this is their second. Either way.
Hold on in the first.
Yeah, so this is their second. Either way, I think that with 2 timeouts left, it's not a bad idea to try and nip the momentum of Detonate in the bud. You can always win a pistol round like this, too. Tech 9s are very powerful. P250s have shown to be very strong as well. Just close the gap, grab a couple rifles. They have armor across 3 players. They have a little bit of utility. This is a winnable round for Limitless. At the very least, deal a lot of economic damage to Detonate and ruin their chances at a full buy in the next round. Look at the sprinted towards A. The spray from Micro. Good for 1 and 2. Scar in that smoke. Somehow alive. Brett around Tetris has got 1 and damage onto a second. Finishes off his job on Cameron. Scar, the last one standing, kind of wondering what happened to his whole team. He backs away into lobby. Re-smoke for squeaky door by Brett to buy a little more time. Scar, no armor, or actually, no, he has full armor, but no utility at all. Damage and removed. Flawless victory for Detonate. There we go. A little bit of something back here. Still, 5 more required. They've got 3 in a row. They need 8.
I was very scared for that one. We saw a Mac 10 force buy with the exact same strategy, just running out A. It worked flawlessly for Limitless earlier on in this half. That was a big test for Detonate. That now gives them that extra injection of cash they needed to get the fullest of full buys. We see the op-out for Florence. Now Detonate need to just weather the storm. 5 more rounds. They've done it now 3 rounds in a row. And when 5 more, they will get to overtime. And that would be a remarkable return to form for this team. That would give me hope to close it out in 2.
Opportunity for Cryptic. Does not spot the cross, or does he just close the gap? He does, and he gets taken down quite low, but he does drop Grizz the first, but he does get traded out in the end, so trades do favor the T's. Unfortunate there for Cryptic, unable to stay alive for more than 1. Freshie back at his usual position on the ramp. Has an A1S in hand. Lawrence up, down in secret. Looking for someone to cross through his path. The op scoped in on the angle. Good amount of utility and kits for Detonate in this 4v4. Lawrence, though, starting to probe forward. Could get caught. No, he does the catching. Big start there for Florence. 4v3. The mini or the lobby crunch has been spotted. Micro harassed so far low. Cameron will back out of this one alive and kicking with a little bit of damage to his name.
He's hurt as well. The player up through the squeaky door. So Detonate have a good, firm read on this round. That's the most important thing here. They have the advantage. They have the positioning. They have the information. Now they just need to translate it.
Micro spots out first, lines up the second as well. 2 players out there, many dead. JVA finally trades, has to close the gap towards sight, and loses the fight against Brett from Squeaky. There's the 11th in a row, or the 11th on the board for Detonate. 4th in a row. 1 more required.
No bomb plan either.
That's big. Lack of money for Detonate, or for Limitless rather, coming into this one, and Detonate able to grow a little bit more of an economy. Look at the money on Florence and Freshie.
That's the important thing. The T side with the loss bonus, they'll be able to get buys every round if they plant the bomb. It's kind of the brutal nature of Nuke. That's the main way you can get rounds on the board as a T-sided team. But with that lack of a bomb plant in that round, it means they're going to be on pistols yet again. Aggression towards ramp. Florence, the one holding the angle. A little bit too big for his britches, though, and Freshie now on an island only finds one as well. It's trades back and forth, back and forth. Limitless have made this round incredibly expensive. They get upgrades for their final 2 remaining players, Grizz and Scar. Cryptic and Micro. They had to pull this back from the brink. Detonate should not have let this round get out of hand like it has.
Aggression against the pistols is almost always a bad idea. 3 Detonate players get punished for it. They properly clear out Cryptic. He's only going to get 1? Oh my gosh. 4 kills out of this round for Limitless. 34 HP on Scar. A lot of time to work with. What's Scar going to cook up for us? He's got a big advantage now. Nate, that is a very questionable round from Detonate. How aggressive they went. I don't understand why.
I don't either. And we're at the point now where it feels like the servers just disconnected. Both players are paralyzed. They want any sound cue. Anything to give them information. Scar has finally been forced to push forward. There's a person you want in the clutch, it's your IGL Micro, especially when he's on a heater like he is. 30 kills to his name, pressuring forward, though. Scar's the one holding the vents. He finds the timing, he finds the clutch, and it is Limitless to take their own opponent's map pick, to clap back and send us to Mirage. And let me tell you, Limitless are showing us a lot more positivity than Detonate did in map number 1.
Yeah, Limitless have looked solid throughout the course of the series so far. A little unlucky to lose that first one on Vertigo. Little outclassed in terms of some of the aim duels, but that was a different story on Nuke. Limitless were winning their fights